Guys, I think we just watched the best movie of the year.
This has Oscars written all over it.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video of me, my old man in a movie, and today we're going to be reviewing the film Wicked.
Wicked!
Yes, this is epic.
I'm still on a high from last night.
This is great. Before we do, I'd like to read a brief synopsis of the film. Misunderstood because of her green skin, a young woman named Elphaba forges an unlikely but profound friendship with Glinda, a student with an unflinching desire for popularity. Following an encounter with the Wizard of Oz, their friendship soon reaches a crossroad as their lives begin to take very different paths. Oh my goodness, guys. This movie was one of the best movies of the year. It might be the best movie of the year.
Yeah.
This was
has
insane.
Oscars written all over
This
it.
was unbelievable. Everything about this film was incredible.
We just go back to when we first we got there a little bit late. We got there about 15 minutes after film time, which normally means you're about halfway into the previews.
Previews, right? Because the previews are ridiculously long these days.
We hear like everything, after the previews, they've got the AMC stuff.
Yeah.
We're like, the movie's about to start. We run in there. The place is packed. We find our seats, and I sit down right as the first line of the film is starting. Like, we just got there in time, but it was completely filled.
Yeah.
Theater buffs everywhere. You could tell.
Yeah, you could tell
through the gaffes and the cries and the cheers and everything else.
Every single song had a cheer, like at the end of it, all of them, and then at the very end, the whole place just erupted. It was insane.
It's just so much better watching a film this way.
Watching it with everybody, right?
Watching it with everyone.
100%.
I think this is going to get repeat business as well. This is going to be one of those movies.
Even though it's 2 hours and 40 minutes.
It doesn't matter. You think about these, these are theater buffs, right? So these people they're used to paying $200 for a theater ticket to go sit through a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to go to this for $15. They're going to go 5 times because they're going to just keep getting the experience over and over again for less money than a Broadway show.
Yeah. I mean, it was insane. And, yeah. Like you said,
it's crazy. It's crazy. So we're going to rate this. We're going to give it a recommendation at the end. I don't think that's a spoiler. And then we'll hit a few spoilers at the end. So
all right.
We're going to give this yellow bricks.
Yellow bricks.
As our rating today.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of yellow bricks in the film. So let's go acting and characters.
The cast was absolutely perfect. I mean, everybody just nailed it. Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, Jeff Goldblum, all of them just completely perfect. And I mean, like, just the singing was unmatched and unbelievable. And apparently they all sung it live.
Yeah, when you told me that, I couldn't believe that this was not like pre-recorded in a studio and then lip-synced, that they actually...
They sung this, and there was a clip of Cynthia Erivo just being like whipped around on the broom as she's belting out Defying Gravity.
Singing. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was insane.
This is the talent level between that. Yeah, I mean, you named it. Everybody was good. It was cast well. Elphaba, Glinda. I thought the child versions of Elphaba and her sister Nessa were as cute as could be. I liked, we saw the Broadway show maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah, it was the first time I'd ever seen it.
Yeah, and so what I liked about this was, you're up close with the camera angles and you can see the facial expressions. And so Ariana Grande, am I saying that? I'd never seen her or anything, obviously. So like my expectation was low for her, but she did an excellent job. And of course, Cynthia was just wonderful as well. She's good in everything that she does, but just being able to see the expressions versus what you get on a Broadway show from, way back in the nosebleed. It just allowed you to experience it on a completely another level. And they knocked it out of the park as far as I'm concerned. On one other thing on the acting, I'll just say the animals, playing the animals, the voices of the, like just those facial expressions, got me excited about Lion King, but I just think it was.
Yeah. And I think the one thing that surprised me was Ariana Grande was hilarious, and I didn't expect her to be that funny. Yeah, like she's one of the funniest characters I think I've ever seen in a movie.
It was almost like deadpan, but it was like just she nailed it. Yeah, she just nailed it. So yellow bricks.
10 yellow bricks.
10.
Yeah, I
10.
think I've only given a 10 like a couple of times on this
Yeah,
channel.
me too. Direction.
Okay, the directing on this was probably the best. One of the best I've ever seen. One of the best movies, well-directed movies I've ever seen. John M. Chu, who directed this film, just did an absolutely incredible job. There were so many incredible shots that just were breathtaking, and just the spectacle and just being able to see this whole world come to life within the direction was just incredible. And all the places they visited, it was amazing.
I thought it was such a good use of, during the songs in particular, they do a good job on, and I'm comparing everything to the Broadway show. They do everything on Broadway. They have to utilize the space they have. This, obviously, with film, it opens up an entire world in front of you. And I thought he did such a wonderful job utilizing the space, if you will, for the film in each song. The choreography of the shots and the movements. I mean, you could tell there was so much pre-planning that went into how this thing was going to move and look with each shot.
Oh yeah,
and how it would all come together seamlessly.
For sure.
The flying scene, I gotta mention this at the end.
That was my favorite.
With the Defying Gravity. I guess that's the song, right? This is what I've got. Harry Potter, because she's on a broomstick. Harry Potter meets the Matrix, because there were shots where that cape flaps around, and they kind of do this slow motion.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my gosh, it's those two films merged together. It was but it looked beautiful.
It was crazy.
You wanted to stand up at the end of this thing.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
So 10 yellow bricks for me
10
on
yellow
directing.
bricks. Yeah, it's
Here
the
we
first
go.
time I've ever given 2 10s in the same movie.
Yeah, well, it's about to get real.
Yeah.
Writing.
Oh man, the ability, like the characters were so well developed, and I didn't expect it to be as emotional as it was. Like, I knew that there was going to be some emotion, to it, but like there were moments that were really, really touching moments.
Yes.
That I did not expect there to be, and the way that they wrote the characters, the way they developed the characters, and there were a bunch of different characters that were well developed. It was great.
Yeah. So the scene that had me in tears was the
Dance?
Yeah, Oz Dust Ball, the ballroom dance scene, where Ariana Grande kind of meets her on the dance floor. I cried, and I'm like, around me, there's like, and there's a lady that turned to her friend. She's like, "Are you crying?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm crying." It was just so good. The moments, they just and so okay. So that, I mean, obviously that's directing too. That's acting. I'm putting it under writing here, but also the comedic moments. They borrowed a lot from the Broadway show. I thought what was interesting is, as I was listening to the crowd, because we just saw the Broadway show, the laugh points were similar in some places, but different in others. Some things hit on Broadway that didn't get a reaction in the film.
That's true, yeah.
And then there were other things that hit here that didn't necessarily get a big laugh on Broadway, or that they were new lines. And that's why I've got it under writing, is because I felt like the writers didn't just grab everything from the Broadway show. They did bring their own spin to this.
Yeah, it felt inspired by the Broadway show, but it didn't feel like a direct copy of the Broadway show.
No, they definitely had some of their own stuff going on, and I thought that was fresh. So 10 for the writing. I see a trend.
Yeah.
All right, cinematography, special effects.
This was maybe one of the best parts of the film. Again, the spectacle. Everything is just so big, and it's so just like immersive, and it just brings you into the world.
Yeah.
And apparently they used a lot of practical effects in this film. There was John M. Chu said they had like 9 million flowers that they had planted all across Oz, that they waited for them to sprout to film. And
it just looks like a CGI.
It does look like CGI, and they built the train. They made a working train.
Yeah, just the meticulous attention to details in this film were through the roof. The costuming, the set, that library scene. There's
they
a
built
wheel of books, and they're like spinning around in there, and all the acrobatics. Like, it's just
and that
it's
song,
a circus.
"Dancing Through Life," which is the song they did while in that library, I thought was so well choreographed, and they did a really good job with using the environment in the song and the words. I thought it was all great.
Can't say enough.
Yeah.
So
10.
10 yellow
10.
bricks.
There you go.
10 yellow bricks. Okay,
And then music
sound.
and sound. Yeah, this
I mean,
is kind of this is the film.
point, right?
Yeah, this is the point of the film. Every single song was great. When I came into this film like kind of expecting a lot of great songs, and I expected a lot of good things from it. And the first song with "No One Mourns the Wicked," I was like, okay, this is good. This is good. When she sang "Wizard and I,"
Yes,
that's the moment I was like, oh, okay.
That was it.
Took it to a whole new level.
Yep. And so this is the other part of this. They borrowed some of the same inflections and such, and there are certain things that are so iconic in the movie that in
Broadway.
the Broadway show that you just don't want to not have those in.
Mm-hmm.
But they kind of then built their own parts as well.
Yeah,
those were just brilliant. Wizard and I was one of those. Loathing, Popular, Defying Gravity, all of it there.
Yeah, I think Defying Gravity was easily my favorite song. It was my favorite song from the Broadway too. It's just such a big, powerful song.
Yeah.
And seeing it, you have to see this in IMAX. This
Definitely.
is a must see in
See
IMAX.
Absolutely.
It's
absolutely
unbelievable in IMAX.
So rating.
10.
10 yellow bricks. Overall?
10.
10.
The first 10 we've ever given, and probably only 10 we're ever going to give for any film.
Yeah, no, this was so far ahead. Mom said, she's like, it takes everything else that we've watched lately, and it just pales in comparison. Everything else just pales in comparison.
I was like, I don't even want to watch Gladiator. I don't even want to watch Moana. I just want to watch Wicked.
Want to go back.
I want to go back and see Wicked over and over and over again.
That's when you know a film's done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like love rewatching films over and over again. You know, in the theater, most films I'm not like totally. I don't go for that a lot, but this one I would definitely rewatch multiple times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Highly recommend for all age groups.
Everybody, the whole family, go see this film.
All right. Well, quick spoiler.
I don't have much spoilers.
I got one little thing I want to talk about that I don't want to ruin for people at the film. So.
It is a Broadway show, right? There's not too many spoilers, but if you don't want to be spoiled at all, you want to go see the movie, go ahead and click off now. All right.
So all I want to say is I thought it was great that they had the cameos of the original cast members.
Oh, yeah.
Of
Idina Menzel, Kristen Chenoweth.
Yeah. So just to have them in there and the parts they played were just literally the girl next to me started to have a meltdown. She was she was having convulsions. I was like, do we need to call a medic? Like, what do we need to do? It was just incredible. And Mom was clapping through that part. And then at the, in part of that, the girl starts to sing, Ariana Grande starts to sing, and she covers her mouth and says, I'll take it from here. So it was fun. It was fun all around.
Yeah,
so,
it was just a good time.
That was it. Yeah. See it. Comment below. Tell us what you thought. If you've seen it already, if you haven't, if you're excited about it.
Yeah, and like the video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on Gladiator.
Gladiator's next.
Yeah,
that's coming up.
I hope is a good film. It looks good. And the Moana 2, another musical powerhouse. So
strong ending to the year. Here we go. All right.
Here we go. See you guys later.